Cool. So, we're back here again. Day 2 of mixing on the Explore track. Again, working fucking title. I hate the title, but I'll think of something better. I really want to get it done today. Like, finish the mixing, maybe even do a master. That could be pushing it though. But fully get this mixed, because I don't want to spend too much more time on it. And obviously with everything you do when you make music, there's diminishing returns. The longer you spend on something, the less bang for your buck you kind of get based on how much time you're spending on it. So I really want to get this done. I edited the one from yesterday, and I noticed I talk a lot about ear fatigue, because I do actually think about it a lot, especially with mixing. There's so much that goes into the mixing process that if your ears are just hearing something different, like you can't make good decisions, and you'll actually end up making it worse. So if you don't manage that while you're mixing, you're just going to go in circles and drive yourself crazy and then hate it and then not do it anymore. So yeah. So what I did yesterday was I got some more room by comparing it to Sonder and Sunsleeper. I kind of referenced those, and then based on that, I decided to like make the hats a bit wider and to remove some low mids and to clean up some things. And hopefully today I'll do that on the rest of the track and then get it as close as I can. Often the trap you can fall into if you're reference mixing is completely trying to match all the sounds that they have and like make the hi-hats sound exactly the same, or like try and make the kick and bass sit in the exact same way. Your track doesn't have the exact same elements, and it has other things going on, and even if it's the same elements, it's got different melodic timings and speeds, and unless it's the exact same track, you can't treat it in the exact same way. So I gotta make sure I don't fall into that trap and then just make my track worse because I'm trying to replicate something that it's not. So I basically just want to keep referencing till I think it sounds very passable, and then we'll move. I'm not hoping to get this to an incredibly clear level. I'm just hoping to get it passable and good enough to express the idea that's here, because that's the most important thing, really. You'll probably notice every day when I sit down, I kind of take notes with my first listen, because that's when your ears are freshest and when you'll hear things that you won't for the rest of the day. So if you can write those things down and execute on them, and often not try and execute on things which aren't on there, you'll be sweet and you'll save yourself a lot of time. So let's have a blast and write some notes. Actually, you know what? I have these acoustic panels, which I sometimes take down because they just take up too much room, but when I'm mixing, it's a good idea to put it back up. I do not know how much difference this makes, but it's definitely better than worse. Alright, panels on the wall. Let's listen. You know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to use my timer and set myself like increments of like 1 hour and like goals, so that I actually fucking make progress and don't just bumble around and waste my valuable, unfatigued ears. It's like early to late afternoon, sun's about to go down, but holy fuck. So beautiful. That's really good. There are a couple really clear things to me which I need to change. I did a quick flick between that and the original, like halfway through, and I really like the way the percussion's more punchy but out of the way. You want it to be very obviously there and driving the beat and driving the feeling and the energy, but you don't want it to be the focus, because the melodic elements are often the focus, and that, I mean, at least that's what I want to do here, and that seems like it's a lot better. Like they're more present, but they're also more in the background, if you know what I mean. A couple more things other than simply just reference mixing. I've got I reckon the rim is definitely too loud. I made note that in the first section here, let's go! Yesterday I was trying to make the sample also big while all the other elements were big, and obviously to make things big you've got to make other things small. I realised while listening here, the sample doesn't actually need to be that prominent, because firstly, we've heard a fuck ton here. And secondly, it comes back in here with like a MIDI. So we're okay with keeping that smaller, and I'm alright with that as a creative choice. Next one is maybe just like the voice samples of me speaking should go down a little bit. Maybe, maybe not, who knows. Then the breaks here, I was trying to do it yesterday, but it feels too separate from the rest of the shit. I want it to be enhancing the vibe. I don't want it to be like jungle where it switches from the drums of this track into this other one as like an alternative bit of energy. No, that's not what we're trying to do. It sounds better when it's more integrated. And then the tone on the solo. So this is what it was before. This is what it's now. What I did is I added on top a new Rhodes, which it has that top end there, and it definitely needs that to cut through. Like that's the character of a Rhodes, but at the same time it doesn't have quite the right character. So maybe I need to change the Rhodes to something else, or maybe I just need to turn it down and bring these up, and maybe bring the highs up in the other ones. So like. Maybe something like that. I don't fucking know. But either way, the tone's not quite right. I need to work on that. Those are the ideas I've got. Let's fucking do it. I'm keen. It's been 1 hour. I just took the lunch break. What I've basically been working on is I did all those things on the list, which I said I was going to do, pretty much. When I was messing around with the tone of the solo, like I couldn't seem to get the high mids to pop or the highs on this thing. And I didn't really like the sound of this top layer. Like, it wasn't the tone I needed every time I would switch back to the original. No matter how muddy it may be. It gave me the right like warmth, the feel that I needed from this solo. Like it wasn't something stabby which came in, it was more sentimental. So what I ended up doing is I tried a few different things on the top here. I kept trying to make that the dominant part of the solo, but realized that no, well, I shouldn't be trying to continually add things. Like, look at this chain on here. There were like 2 distortions, heaps of EQ, random shit, and it's just like, I was adding too much stuff. So instead, I realized what I actually needed to do was carve out space with the other elements. Why I didn't think of that yesterday, who knows. The tone of the thing sounds like this. So it's a lot nicer than this. What I did is I carved out room in the piano here, using a dynamic EQ sidechain to the signal like that. And then a similar thing, but carved out the high mids in the violins, because they're the main thing which is protruding. So this is where it was before. And this is where we're at now. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna like saturate and distort a little bit more out of that to solo to bring it up a little bit more, but it sits so much better than before. So generally our ears perceive things in the higher frequency ranges as more upfront, because that's how distance works. Higher frequencies reduce more with the further away you go, and lower frequencies travel further because they have more energy. So the boosting of that rather than this region meant that it sounded more present. So what I did instead was bring up the reverb to push it back more and turn down. So basically what I've done is been able to have it equally present, but with less volume, which is fucking awesome. Okay, so it's been another hour or so, and in this hour I basically worked on that sample and got it sounding way better. So this is before. This is after. And then in the drop, this is what it used to sound like. Let's go! This is what it sounds like now. I might bring back some of that width, because I automated the width down. So this is originally where we're at. And this is where we're at now. It's slightly subtle in there, it's less subtle over here. What do you think, Dan? lot of cleanliness. I'm quite happy with this. So yeah, I think the main thing which is doing the heavy lifting is mid-side EQ here. Yeah. As you can see, it's basically just getting rid of those low mids, bringing up the highs, but mainly doing the ultra highs in the sides so that it feels more open. And some smack attack. It's a transient shaper, basically bringing up the attack heaps so that instead of having like all the background stuff which is going like the violins like do, it's bringing up the kalimba or the marimba hits or whatever they're called without. It's subtle, to be fair. I'm quite happy with how that's sitting. All I need to do now, I'm going to take a quick break and then I'm going to do some bus processing and just mainly some more referencing with Sonder, and then doing some like group processing and then use some like other headphones and see what it sounds like. And then we're done, basically. It's never going to be as good, the mix, as like Sonder or something, but yeah, it's miles better than it started yesterday morning. Okay, I keep doing that. I'm done for the day. I think the mix is done. I think it is. It's fucking hard, man. Mixing's not easy. I'm pretty happy with where it's gotten to. I do think, as much as I would love to get it done, trying to master it today is just stupid. Like, my ears are so gonskis that I just make bad decisions. What did I do in this session? It was just a lot of little things, and I used the Apple headphones. These are usually pretty good for referencing because a lot of people fucking listen on headphones like that. Also used AirPods. This is the first thing, the premix. And now. Original. Current. Original. Let's go! Current. This beginning bit sounds way better than that. Yeah. Yuck! Alright, cool. Mastering tomorrow. Let's go and then get to make some other shit. Fuck yeah. Okay, so jokes, but I actually did master it tonight. It's like 2 hours later than before when I finished that last shot. I'm kind of stabbing in the dark a little bit, but I ended up just mastering it with Ozone. And I just did like an Ozone like targets reference master thing. I think it sounds pretty good. Tomorrow I might fucking hate it. Well, I mean, I don't think I'll do it again, do it anymore. Even if I hear some little imperfections, because I just need to have it done. But yeah, I'm pretty glad that it's done. It sounds quite nice. I'm just listening outside with my AirPods and I'm pretty happy that it's actually done. What?